All right, so something I wanted to touch on, a story that I think is getting way too much attention, is this Charissa Thompson, the sideline reporter who admitted to lying about some of her reports from the sideline at halftime, talking to the coaches and whatnot. She used to be a sideline reporter. She is now the host for Fox Sunday NFL pregame and also for Amazon Prime for the Thursday night games. She hosts the studio shows on Amazon. They're live at the game. But either way, she went on a podcast and she said that if she couldn't get the coach to talk to her, that she would just make it up. Big deal? Some people are saying it's a huge deal. It's not. Listen, it's not. And how you know it's not? Because the NFL hasn't said anything about it. Okay, if they thought it was a big deal, if they thought people listened and paid attention and used any information from these halftime sideline reports towards their gambling in the second half, the NFL would be all over it. You don't believe me? Just look at how all over they are, already under investigation in the Cincinnati Bengals for not reporting that Joe Burrow had a wrist injury prior to the game the other night. You know why? Because it's not fair. People rely on the injury reports. They make the bet on the game. They bet their hard-earned money on the game based on the injury reports. And that's not fair. And the NFL's in bed with the casinos and with the sports books. But these sideline reporters, they never get a good story. Well, once they've gotten a good story. One time, the most famous one that you've ever heard of, that the most popular sideline report ever, halftime report interview ever, was this.
What does it mean to you now when the team is struggling?
I want to kiss you. I couldn't care less about the team struggling.
Joe Namath and Susie Colbert. Now, you can laugh about it. It's funny. It's not funny. You know, he was an alcoholic. He cleaned himself up, whatever. That's the one that's gotten the most attention. Millions and millions of views on YouTube. People don't pay attention to these sideline reporters. Now, that's not to put down people like Lisa Salters and Tracy Wolfson and everybody else that does it. It's not a thing against women in the booth. I think Doris Burke is one of the best play-by-play people out there. I would love to hear Doris Burke do any game. She does a fantastic job for ESPN. And if you don't know who she is, look her up and listen to her. She does a great job. So it's not anything against women. It's against the fact that we don't need these sideline reporters anymore. They never get anything out of these coaches. A coach is not going to, he barely is even paying attention. He probably doesn't even hear the question. He just spits out the generic answer. Well, you know what? We need to turn the ball over less. We got to get off the field on third down on defense. We're playing an excellent team over there. They're a really good team. They're well coached, and it's going to be a tough second half. All right, back to you guys in the booth. That's it. That's all you get from any of them. So do I believe she made some of them up? Yeah, I do. And she probably said exactly what I just said. And nobody batted an eye because that's all we ever get. Another reason why I have a problem with this is because if you're going to make a big deal about this, you got to make a big deal about Troy Aikman. And here's why. A lot of you probably are saying, what? What did Troy Aikman do? Here's what Troy Aikman did. Just 2 weeks ago in the booth, Monday Night Football, he said that early in the week he spoke to Quentin Williams, and Quentin Williams told him that he feels like the highest paid decoy in the NFL. Well, 2 days later, Quentin Williams came out and said, not only did I not say that to Troy Aikman, I've never spoken to Troy Aikman. I've never met Troy Aikman in my life. Not a peep about that. Not a peep about Troy Aikman lying on air, attributing a quote to a player that was never said to him. Because I believe Quentin Williams. Why would he come out and say that? And not a peep. That's where the sexism comes in here. And that's what the women journalists should be focused on. Where's the big to-do about Troy Aikman lying about this 2 weeks ago? Because it's nowhere to be found. You got to dig for that story. This one, you open up Google and it's right there smacking you in the face. But as far as the sideline reporters, should she be fired? I don't know. That's up to her employer. If they want to fire her, I have no problem with it because she didn't do her job. Her job is to get down there and talk to the coaches. And you know what? To be honest with you, if she stuck a microphone in the coach's face and the coach said, I don't want to talk to you right now, I ain't got time for this, and ran off, that's a bigger story than anything any of these sideline reporters ever get. So I don't know why you wouldn't do that. I don't know why you lie, except for the fact that you're lazy. And in that case, she should probably be fired. But it's not a big journalistic issue here that people are making it out to be. Oh, see, we told you the media lies. The media always lies. This proves our point. Trump was right, I've heard. Trump was right. Give me a break. Do not compare sideline reporters in an NFL game talking to a coach coming out of the locker room to whether or not Trump and the media lied about an election. And that is where things get blown out of proportion in today's society, and it's ridiculous. Apples to oranges. So stop it. This has nothing to do. It's not a bigger expose on what the media does in this country. It's not. It's one chick who went out there, didn't feel like doing her job by the coach at halftime, and instead of saying it, went out there and made something up. And she probably made up exactly what he would have said to her anyway. NFL sideline reporters are not journalists. They are part of the broadcast. And if you're going to make a big deal about this, okay, you better make a big deal about what Troy Aikman said, because it's just as bad, if not worse.